Hi everyone, and welcome back to Tarot for You 444. It's certainly lovely to have you with me today. I'm going to take a look at the divine masculine and divine feminine energies for the collective today. So I just want to see how the energies are going, with regard to coming into union. And wow, we've got some messages coming through. I'm feeling like this particular collective are, getting fairly close to union for a lot of you. And when I say union, I'm not just talking about union, as in forever after. I mean union. Wow, divine masculine's trying to come through. I mean union as in together, in general. Okay, so it's not just the happy ever after, getting married stuff. I'm talking about being on the same page with regard to one another. So let's just take a look now. I can feel divine masculine really wanting to speak here, and divine feminine is a little bit more passive. And perhaps there's a blockage in her throat chakra today, I'm feeling. Okay. Okay, so we're going to do the thinking space first of all with regard to divine masculine. He's been in love for a very long time. He's been thinking about this for a very long time. Right now he's thinking about how he's going to get his money together so that he can take that leap of faith which he's had, inside of his heart for such a long time. Divine feminine is, of course, as per, well, usually, but she is very much in love. She knows that she wants this decision for him to come forward to happen. And some divine feminines right now are definitely in their head a little bit. Some of you aren't sleeping very well, I can see, but I think this pertains more to the situation that's going on in the world. And some of you aren't speaking your truth, which is why I've got to I feel the need to clear my throat. So sometimes if your heart chakra is blocked, your throat chakra can overcompensate. So divine feminine, what I would get you to do is to get rid of anything that no longer serves you, in a meditation, and then come into your heart space and drop the ego. And once you drop the ego, then you may live in your heart space. There is some clearing that needs to be done here. So what is divine masculine feeling and what is divine feminine feeling? Okay, we've got this healing energy now. It's a time of going within, a time of reflection, a time of pause. The world is kind of on pause at this time. And so divine masculine, I'm sorry for not showing you the original cards that I pulled. I'll show them from now on. I do apologize. I was just in my mind thinking. So divine masculine is coming through as the King of Wands. This is the passionate king. He's also coming up as the Knight of Wands in reverse. This is, denoting that he's not in a player energy at all. He's passionate, yes, but he's not, it's not a friends with benefits situation. It's a loving, passionate energy where he wants to come forward, and he is willing to defend this with all of his might. Okay, so this connection to him is all about the fire, all about the passion, all about the, I'm going to be the warrior and look after you, divine feminine. This is how he's feeling. So for divine feminine, she's kind of in this mode where she kind of wants to speak her truth, and she may speak her truth. Some divine feminines have been a little bit impatient because you know, they're not confused anymore. They have known for a long time what they want, and this is the abundance, but it's not quite here yet. And so this makes, divine feminine can get quite frustrated, which is why I was saying the throat chakra can block up, because the heart isn't as open as it should be. Okay, so my advice to divine feminine would be to come into unconditional love. Understand that, at the very outset of this reading, divine masculine is trying to work very, very hard to bring, the money in necessary to do this. Divine masculine is wanting to take care of divine feminine. He wants to be the warrior, he wants to be the protector, he wants to look after her in that traditional sense. I'm not trying to say, I always say I'm not trying to go back into the 1950s, but these traditional roles of, the masculine and feminine energies are important, because the feminine is the receiving energy and the masculine is the giving energy. And so when he's allowed to work towards her, as in, monetarily, or, giving her, his penis, let's say, when they come into, physical union, this is the way the man feels, or the masculine energy feels, as though he is the warrior, the protector, the nurturer. Regardless of gender, I do just want to point out that, men like to, use their penis as a way of showing love. So, I'm not talking about a distorted masculine who goes and, has relationships with multiple people and all of that. I'm talking about, a man who is in love with his divine feminine, and he will want to, show her in a physical way, in a beautiful way, that he loves her by entering her. Okay, so I won't, I'm not going to go into detail about sex and all that kind of thing, but this is how a man feels connected to a woman, if we're going, with gender here. For those of you who aren't in, or are in a different gender-based relationship, take it how it resonates. However you connect, there will always be one that's more masculine and one that's more feminine. And so, these roles play out so that the twins may come together in physical union to create the third energy, or source energy. And this is important to know. So there's this feeling now, the divine masculine feels an end to, having to suffer. He doesn't want to suffer anymore. He's been there, done that, and he's looking for love. He's found his love, and he wants to bring it in, and he wants to do it with, in a beautiful way, so that it's equal, so that it's a marriage or a partnership or a love affair. Don't look at the word affair in that way. I mean, as in, a love like no other. A true love where both the divine masculine and feminine feel equal in the partnership. Okay? Not like a 3D relationship where, people suffer emotionally. It's not like that. So the action space right now of divine masculine is that he's figuring out a way to work really hard towards this. He excuse me, divine feminine, there's something you're not saying here, and this is why my throat chakra is overworking. So he's working really hard. He's already gone away and discovered that what he's missing is his twin flame, and perhaps just getting rid of some of his own stuck emotions, as part of his own spiritual growth. And so for the longest time now, he's been looking out toward divine feminine, wanting to bring this love in with passion. There is a whole heap of wands on the table here for divine masculine. This is a love with passion. Divine feminine, your action space right now for this collective is a loving energy. This is a loving energy, but it comes underneath. There's two queens here. So we've got, the Queen of Swords, who is needing or wanting to speak her truth, or who will speak her truth. And this is, divine feminine, what aren't you saying? Hang on. Divine feminine. I can't even believe this. Let's take 3 deep breaths together, okay? If you're watching with me. Ready? Okay. In. Out. Good. Ready? In. Out. Good. One more. As I'm connecting with divine feminine's energy, I'm feeling really tense. I'm feeling like I'm holding on. I'm feeling like, something like this has happened in the recent past. Some bad news, maybe not bad news, but just this mind, constantly thinking and overthinking and not coming into the heart space. And so it makes the body tense. And it denotes that the Empress is, kind of not falling apart, but she's just not, she's not upright. So she's not grounded. She's not in her heart space. She's not feeling loving. She's not feeling motherly and nurturing. She wants to be, because we have the Queen of Cups here, right? But she's needing to say something here. Is it regarding children? It could be. It could be regarding children. It could be regarding another woman. Let me just see what this is regarding. What is going on for some of the divine feminine collective here? Okay. Thank you. Okay, there's this need for balance here. This need to take some time out and give yourself some love. Okay. For the longest time, you have not been telling your truth. This is your inner knowledge. This is your inner knowing. This can be a secret even. Divine feminine, what aren't you saying to divine masculine that you need to say? Because it's really causing you some stress here, I can see. This will not resonate with all divine feminines. Okay? But I'm going to use my secret deck now, because this is going to tell us what divine feminine needs to say. She needs to speak her truth. There's something bothering her. She's having some sleepless nights here. Okay? She wants to be loving, but she might be a little bit annoyed. Okay, why? What's going on? What is going on? Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to take those. Okay. Alright, it's something to do with communication. Okay, so she's not happy about something with regards to the communication that's been going on. And this is not the divine masculine's fault at all. This is due to the world situation that we are currently going through. Divine feminine is very much in love. She knows that divine masculine is her be all and end all. Okay. Some divine masculines don't know where their next paycheck's going to come from, because it feels as though she needs to hold on to her money right now because of this, the way the world is going. However, this card, the Four of Pentacles here in this particular deck, says all financial problems will soon be overcome. Financial gain is on its way. Security, material stability. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. Good news about money. You may receive inheritance from a loved one. Wealth and success is coming your way. This particular card also can represent addiction to me, or perhaps the misuse of drugs or pharmaceuticals like Advil or Tylenol or Panadol. So don't self-medicate, Divine Feminine. You are going through a transformation right now. Okay, if there is a third party situation in the way of this connection, which for many of you there are, right? For many of you there is a person, place or thing in the way of this relationship. We have the Three of Swords and the Three of Cups, and so this tells me that a lot of you are in third party relationships. So your Divine Masculine could be married or with someone, or you could be married or with someone, and if that's not the case, then you have something in the way. You might live in different locations, you might perhaps have family in the way of this connection. Your cultures might be different, but I'm telling you now, for both Divine Feminine and Masculine, that when you come into unconditional love, when you come into your heart space, when you follow your joy and ask yourself, what would love do in each moment, this is when your union will come in. So now I'm going to get some love messages here, because Divine Feminine may not see that behind the scenes Divine Masculine is working extremely hard to bring this all in. He doesn't need to think about this anymore. He knows what he wants. He's passionate, he's loving, he's coming in correct for this particular collective that I'm channeling for. And if he's not messaging, if he's not ringing, if he's not doing those things, it's because he's working really hard on his finances and other things to bring this in. Right, so Divine Feminine is saying to Divine Masculine, I'm sorry that this is how things turned out. Okay, so she's still in that energy of worrying about what's going on in the world, and I would ask you to not do that. I would ask you to rise above the situation in the world if you're worrying about it, and self-isolate and do all of those things that you're being asked to do, but also stay high vibrational within that space. Okay, so have a bubble bath, listen to your favorite music, call a friend, clean the house and make it the most beautiful that you've made it ever before, just for fun, if you find that fun. There are things that you can do to keep yourself busy. You can start an exercise program, you can do yoga, that kind of thing. That's what I would say today. She also says to Divine Masculine, I wish I was kissing you instead of missing you. I get butterflies every time my eyes lock with yours. You mean more to me than you know. And then we've got from Divine Feminine to Masculine, I can't wait for the day we will start living our life together. Okay? So let's see now what Divine Masculine wants to say to Divine Feminine in the love messages. These are the High Priestess 1111 cards. They're my favorite cards. They're so good. Okay. Okay. So look at this, Divine Feminine, if you were worried at all, on the bottom of the deck. When I look into your eyes, I know I have found the mirror of my own soul. Underneath that, I'm afraid of rejection. Okay? So he doesn't want to be rejected by you, despite what's showing up on the 3D. He also says, I'm sorry if I ever contributed to the suffering of your heart. Okay? These are beautiful today. I smile whenever I get a message from you. It's so hard not talking to you. See, he can't talk to you. He's busy. He's got things on. You know, perhaps the internet's gone down. Perhaps his family needs him right now. You know, perhaps there's a lot of things that could be going on. Because he's saying it's so hard not talking to you. That's beautiful. And the most beautiful thing that he's saying today is, I want... Hang on, let me read it first. I always do this. I want to be with you for the rest of my life. Okay? So hopefully that allays any fears for this particular collective I'm channeling for today. I want to get a well-being message before we go. And I'll get one for Divine Feminine and one for Divine Masculine. As I'm shuffling, I just want to remind you to stay in your joy. So whatever brings you joy, do that. So then you can move from one joyful moment to the next joyful moment. And if you're doing the laundry and you hate doing the laundry, put your earphones in and put your favorite music on while you're doing the laundry. Or, you know, get the job done as quickly as you can so you can move to your next joyful moment. Have a nice cup of tea and really, you know, be in the present moment and enjoy it. You know, if you've got kids, you can spend time with your kids and be in the present moment. You know, there's no good spending time with people that you love and, you know, while your brain is ticking and thinking and, you know, going, oh, I'm worrying about this, I'm worrying about that. You know, you can set aside times in your day where you do problem solving, and then you can do, you know, for the rest of the day, you can stay in your joy. Whether you're at work or not, you can listen to music, you can dance, you can have a bubble bath, you can do yoga or Pilates or whatever your favorite thing is. It might be gardening for some, it might be drawing, it might be art, and it will be different for everyone, of course. Okay, so the joint message today for both the twins is the universe is big enough to fulfill my every intent. The universe, I'm tongue-tied here. The universe is big enough to fulfill my every intent. The universal manager has the ability to bring everyone a vibrational match to what they are giving their attention to, without depriving anyone else of what they are wanting. Okay, so this is where ascension is important, because when you stay high vibrational, everything you're looking for, you know, comes into you. The people, places, things, jobs, you know, etc., etc., your twin included. I explain more about this in my 2 ascension videos that are up at the moment. If you're interested in those, just click through and look for video 1 and video 2 in my ascension series. Divine Masculine, your card is very beautiful. All is well. Babies are beings from the non-physical, eternally coming forth for the creation of that which they decide. The babies are wanting so much for you to know that all is well. Okay, so this is, you know, a mother and a foal here. Some divine masculines are thinking of getting their divine feminines pregnant as well in the future. I'll leave that with you. You can think about that more on your own. Okay, for divine feminine we have, it is contrast that puts the eternalness in eternity. That's a bit of a tongue twister. It is contrast that puts the eternalness in eternity. Your own valuable personal new desire is always born from contrast. That new desire is then heard and answered by source energy, thus the glorious expansion of the universe. Okay, so this divine feminine is saying that without the up, there cannot be the down. Without the black, there cannot be the white. Without the left, there is no right. without the sadness, you can't know happiness. Okay, so it's just stating here that duality is a really important thing in life, because, you know, let's say we were all born into a utopia, or, you know, like a, if you can imagine the Garden of Eden, where, you know, all the fruits and vegetables, and, you know, it's perfect, and, you know, we're all naked and walking around, you know, whether you believe in that or not doesn't matter, but, you know, just imagine we woke up and we were in the paradise. We wouldn't know we were in a paradise unless we had something to compare it to, if that makes sense. So how do you know that you're happy unless you've been sad? How do you know you don't like that food unless you've tried it, you know, compared to another food? You know, how do you know that your favorite color is green, let's say, because you've seen the other colors and you've been able to choose? So there's, you know, not only duality here, not only a duality here that you get to, you know, see it from, but also a spectrum of light. I'm just trying to find a card here with lots of colors on it, like a rainbow, but I don't know that there is a rainbow card. But you know what I mean? Like, without all the differences and all the imperfections and all the, you know, the beauty, and, you know, this is kind of okay. So let's just see what this says. I am life everlasting. I am in an eternal being. You know, this card is beautiful. It shows there's a person there, and it's as if nature is going through them. On the back it says, you cannot die, you are everlasting life. In grace you may choose to relax and allow your gentle transition back into your non-physical state of pure positive energy. Okay, so this is a very powerful suggestion from spirit or source or God or the angels, whoever you believe in, trying to come through to you now and say that you are perfect already. Everything about you is perfect. Your natural state of beingness is in love. Excuse me. Some of you are really having trouble believing in yourself right now. Some of you are really exhausted. Some of you are really blocked in the heart chakra, and I can feel this as I'm talking to you. So I want you to take some more deep breaths with me now before we go. Okay, this is for divine feminine, divine masculine. I can just feel, you know, like in the back, you know, I can feel it's like someone's kind of poking in the back. All right, so this is called stress. You know, when your neck gets sore and your back gets sore, and you just need, you know, if you can get someone to give you a little massage from 2 meters away, maybe someone you know that you live with, you know. All right, so let's just take 5 deep breaths together and see if we can remove some of this stress that some of you are feeling at the moment. Okay, I want to come back into love. So as we breathe in, I want to breathe in from the root chakra up to the heart chakra, and then I want to breathe out through the heart chakra. Okay, so let's do it now. Okay, so we're going to go up from the root and then out from the heart. Okay, let's do it together. Ready? Good. 1. And out. Good. Again. 2. Really good. Okay, let's do 3. Good. 4. Last one. 5. Okay, that feels better. Now you can do this technique, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth for 5 minutes. twice a day, and it actually helps the vagus nerve, which is the part of you inside, inside of the body that has a stress response, and it can cause anxiety. Okay, so when you are teaching the body how to breathe again and how to relax, this will calm the vagus nerve down. And when something that, eventually over time, if you do this for a few weeks, you'll find that the vagus nerve inside of the body will automatically trigger this response. So if something at work happened and you felt stressed, automatically your body would then start just blowing out the unnecessary stress. Okay, because when you hold on to stress, you literally, you become tight, your muscles become tight, and your chakras start blocking up, and the energy isn't free flowing. So this is why it's really important, when a lot of people say, oh, go for a walk in nature, and listen to music and have a bubble bath and all of that. They're not just sort of being wishy-washy and weird. I don't know,